Remothered was born just like a dream. I was at high school, and I had this idea since the fact there were no more survival horror with this kind of characterization, and I thought it could be a great idea pointing on some kind of different horror themes. I took a lot of inspiration from other kind of horror movies like Rosemary Baby, but also the movies by Alfred Hitchcock, Psycho, for example, or The Birds. When I started everything, I was just a kid. I was young, I was alone, I didn't have a team and partners yet. It started as just a book, a novel. Then I decided this story could really work well or on a movie or on a video game. I already at the time wrote a complete trilogy because the story was so big that it was impossible to think it as just one story.
In the back of my head, I always had this dream to give life to a development studio, and the opportunity presented itself in 2012 when I met Chris Darril and this project Remothered. The plot was conceived like in the movies, and I immediately thought the game was unique. I didn't recall many other horror sagas that followed the real survival of the character. Like in everyday life, everything that can happen in the game can also happen to any of us, and it had a really exciting story. After its release in 2018, Remothered Tormented Fathers was acclaimed as the spiritual successor of Clock Tower, got listed by GameSpot as one of the scariest games of all time, and as one of the best psychological horror video games of the last 5 years by GameRax. With Remothered Broken Porcelain, we have many surprises in store for players.
For me and my team, Remothered was a challenge because besides being our first game, it was also a great experience to grow. We realized that developing a game is a different thing compared to producing a CGI movie, and then main reason is caused by the limits of the different platforms. Our goal was to keep photorealistic looks while maintaining a constant frame rate. And with this second title, we grew with our experience and we learned how to manage this situation.
With the development team, we worked together with Chris Darril to improve the gameplay of this second title. Without altering too much. We added action for the players that requested that, but without altering the main hide-and-seek component of the game. In Broken Porcelain, the stealth mechanics are realistic and practical. We reproduced what a young girl will do in real life if found in that situation. She can hide, crouch, use obstacles as hiding spots. Compared to other stealth games where the player can count on futuristic weapons, in Remothered we wanted to stay closer to real life. Players have to take advantage of what they find and use their skills and bravery to survive the game.
The story of Remothered will tell you a story, the eternal fight between the science and the religion. So what we have to be afraid of, it's not just the usual monsters, but the mankind itself. And the center of this conflict is this drug, the phenoxyl, that was inspired by the phenoxypropazine. It was for real a drug that was sold during the 50s and the 60s. Really bad side effects. So I took this inspiration from this real part of our history, and I decided to point out this post-traumatic stress disorder drug that could help people to forget a trauma or a bad memory. Remothered 2 anyway will go deeper and deeper. The story we started with the first Remothered. We're going to meet this Rosemary Reed, the protagonist of the first Remothered. Then we have a really hard and strong face-off with the Ashman Inn, this hotel owner, Mr. Ashman. But the main character will be this young girl named Jennifer, at 15 years old. She is a misfit and working as a housekeeper. While she's here, she understands there's something covered behind the walls in this hotel, something really, really dark. I would like to say more, but anyway, probably you need to play it first.